Alright, you guys, welcome back to the Alpha platform. I just want to hop on and give my comments about this Jason Aldean and Beyonce situation. You know, at this point in time, I just truly feel like Jason Aldean, the country singer, has some type of obsession with Beyonce. Is given, once again, obsessed. Is given jungle fever. Is given whatever a white man gives when he likes some type of black woman, black man, and he can't have them. So it's easier to hate on the person. But anyhow, this is what Jason Aldean took to Instagram to say. And I don't know if this is true or not because I really feel like it's cap. I really feel like he's lying. But let's just get into it. He says, it says Jason Aldean. I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous. I gotta laugh. Jason Aldean said he refused a $20 million offer to do a duet on a song with Beyonce for her Cowboy Carter album. This is what he said, and I quote, "I wasn't about to put my name on that crap," said Aldean. Her husband was running all over Nashville trying to find country artists to lend credibility to her silly attempt at a country album. Them folks have been mad ever since they found out that Beyonce was releasing a country album. Not only are they mad about the country album, but they're also mad about her hair because when I posted that viral video of Beyonce showing us her wash day, man, the racists came out in droves. Like all types of comments came out in droves, comparing that woman to collard greens, comparing her to all types of stuff. Just there is this rumor that black people cannot grow long hair. And for my audience members out there, we all know that's not true. We deal with shrinkage. We deal with breakage. And we also deal with the fact that we need to have our hair in protective styles. Like, for example, these are twists. But if I were to flat iron my hair, it would be long. If I were to wear my hair out all the time, it would be longer than what you see it as now. But yeah, the races are coming out in droves, and Jason Aldean happens to be one of those people. On HBO, there is a documentary right now that's being featured. I don't think it's by Beyonce, but it's about Beyonce. It's just basically recapping the history of country music and how black people inspired that music. So what we come to find is there was something called hillbilly records and there was something called rhythm and blues records. So rhythm and blues records were what black people were pushed into. But yet black people had founded country music first. Country music was founded on the plantations. The banjo came from the Caribbean, the African immigrants. Nope, not immigrants, the enslaved Africans that came over from Africa and the Caribbean. They brought the banjo with them, and they brought, the melodies, the beats, and also the Grand Ole Opry, which is where a lot of country musicians go to make their claim to fame in country music. It was named from a black man, a black country artist. So it's interesting to see the whitewashing of certain industries and the gatekeeping of these industries in terms of not allowing black people back into them, into what we've created. And when it comes to country music, I just don't want to say that only black people created it. I think it was a melting pot. So you had first the initial attempts by black people, and then they combined that with Native American music forces. Then they combined that with white music forces. But now you see there's nobody in the industry in that specific genre but white people. So it would be interesting if they would be willing to open up their doors and allow other people to join the industry and just embrace them. As a black people in our culture, we embrace white rappers like Jack Harlow. We don't have a problem with Eminem. We don't have a problem with Machine Gun Kelly, Lil Pump. All these people that come into black spaces and make a career, make a name for themselves, become famous. We don't have a problem with that. What we value in the black community is talent. It's talent. And time again, what we're seeing is anytime black people step into a space, whether that's tennis, gymnastics, country music, anytime you step into a space, we take it over. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Do you guys remember in 2016 when Beyonce performed at the Country Music Awards? I think 2016 Country Music Awards. She performed "Daddy Lessons" from her album Lemonade, and she performed it with the Dixie Chicks. The ratings skyrocketed as soon as Beyonce hit the stage. However, as soon as she left the stage, the ratings plummeted. So there is no stopping this woman. There are no stopping global superstars like Shakira, like Beyonce. Like, they're proving time and time again that they can do what they want. Like, racism and all these other isms don't touch these people. And I wish we can get to a place in society when we can just let people be artists and let people express themselves as artists and enjoy the music. Like, why does it have to be about race? Like, the minute Beyonce steps on the CMA stage, it's being yelled out, "Get that black bee off the stage!" Like,
involved one of the greatest country stars to ever do it in this genre, the man himself, Mr. Alan Jackson. I'm going to take you guys back, but only a few short years ago, to the year of 2016, on November 2nd, when the CMAs were celebrating their 50th year running. On this particular night, since it was the 50th anniversary of the CMAs, there was an expectation that they were going to showcase and highlight many icons, living legends, and the history of country music. However, many fans and artists became upset throughout the night when it seemed as though the show's original focus got lost and transitioned into highlighting pop music. During the 50th annual CMA Award Show, the Dixie Chicks took the stage and were joined by Beyonce. Now, what was interesting about this is that the CMAs initially made it clear before the show that there would be no cross-genre acts taking place. So even with prior rumors circulating around before the show, it was still a surprise and seemed as an upsetting experience to many, including Alan Jackson. During the Dixie Chicks and Beyonce's collaboration performance, Alan Jackson had reportedly walked out. It does not seem as though Jackson ever publicly spoke on his decision to leave that night, but according to Saving Country Music, a manager based in Nashville who was also in attendance that night, watched the whole thing unfold and shared that Alan's response should be a message to country traditionalists. That manager at the time said, "I think it was a flat performance overall, and a lot of industry people I have talked with were not impressed for a variety of reasons. The overall show was great, but in my opinion, that seemed out of place and felt forced. It just didn't fit the night to me. Celebrating the 50 years, and the Dixie Chicks seemed like her backup band on it, without enough of a real shout out to them. I was sitting behind Alan Jackson, and he actually stood up from the front row and walked out in the middle of the performance. So I think that spoke volumes for the traditional, real country acts." Alan Jackson has never been afraid of standing up for traditional country music and its icons. This is definitely a moment that will live on as a part of Alan Jackson's story in country music's history.
What happened when you went to Country Music Awards? I'm talking about back in 2016, and you performed with Beyonce. I don't know whether it was because of your country fans who felt you would trade them, or she was in country. I remember it was just a big fucking brouhaha that you showed up with Beyonce. Like criticized for that, right?
Yeah, it's just a weird vibe in that building. We hadn't done anything country award shows or anything since Controversy. Let me just say, the week we worked with Beyonce is the single greatest working week of my professional life. It was awesome to watch her world, to see how she does stuff. She's a perfectionist, and to see the power she has as a female and black female is incredible. And I guess they can rate those shows now about 15 minutes. It's the highest rated 15 minutes in CMA history. And then they start getting, racist assholes bombarding their website with comments and emails and whatever. And so they take her down. They took our performance down and they paid that bullshit. And then they, I guess, got so much bad press for doing that. Within 24 hours, they put it back up again. Just cowards. It's just crazy. She just gave you your greatest ratings that you've ever gotten. How dare you take her song off?
You fucking kidding me? I knew none of that. Would you ever perform Country Music Awards again, or have you just had it?
No, I mean, I said I would never after 2003, but then when Beyonce called, you're like, okay, maybe just this one time. One last time.
Do you get nervous?
No, I'll only do it with Beyonce.
Do you get nervous when you have to perform with someone like Beyonce? Or are you just so seasoned at all this that like nothing kind of throws you?
I don't know about nervous. I was excited. I mean, Lemonade, I listened to Lemonade at least one, the full album at least once a day. We listened to it every day on tour. I watched the Lemonade visual album over 100 times. She's just a concert professional, and you just don't want to let me down. That was all I was thinking is just, do it right.
The Beyonce Dixie Chicks performance wiped from the CMA website because of racist comments? You guys, this has me fired up. We have got to talk. So in case you missed it, Beyonce took the stage with the Dixie Chicks Wednesday night at the CMA Awards. The performance was epic and definitely the most talked about moment of the night. But you know what? The internet trolls just couldn't leave it alone. They had to come out in full force, and this, my friends, is where it all goes downhill. So here's what happened. Thursday morning, the day after the awards, according to TMZ, the Dixie Chicks as well as Beyonce had a prominent presence on the CMA website and on their social media. If you go to that website now, nothing. I even searched both Beyonce and Dixie Chicks in the search bar on the side of the site. Nothing. Sources say that the CMAs even wiped the women off of their social media for a time being. Why? Because of the haters. There were allegedly so many racist comments being made under every post having to do with the girls that the CMA head honchos couldn't take it and decided to just take it all down. If you're wondering how bad those racist comments were, I honestly can't even repeat most of them because I don't talk like that. My mama taught me better. But here are a few of the more tame ones, and even these are awful. P.S. I'm blurring out the names of these internet trolls because personally, I don't want to give them any more press. Okay, here goes. One person tweeted, "Why the heck is Beyonce performing at the CMA Awards? She should stick to her lame music and stay away from country." Another tweet said, "Shameful the CMA Awards allows a cop-hating, anti-American racist on their stage. When did country music lose its way?" Ugh, I don't even like reading that. Now, as soon as the Bayhive realized that all this was going on, you better believe they were on it. I mean, social media has been blowing up since this whole situation went down. So much so that all of a sudden, yesterday afternoon, the CMAs decided to repost a picture that Beyonce posted on Instagram. Sounds like someone is trying to dig themselves out of a hole to me. Now, I do have to add that the CMA reps are adamantly denying all of the claims that they removed content from their sites due to racist backlash. They released a statement claiming they had to remove a snippet of the performance due to royalty issues, meaning they didn't have the right to post it. Geez, who would have thought the CMA Awards would cause so much controversy? I mean, can't we all just be happy and get along? Also, okay, allow me to have a little inspirational moment here. I feel like music is so powerful because it does break down social barriers and walls. Why not mix genres and all work together? What's so wrong with that?
What is it about this culture of hatred, this culture of intolerance that we can't shake here in the USA? I truly feel like we have a group of people here that feel as if they are losing power. That if they practice diversity, equity, and inclusion, it means that they will lose their financial resources, their financial and political power. But what is destined will come to pass in this country. You can't have hegemony forever. You can't be in power forever. So if you've been in power because of your oppression of other people, you have to know that sooner or later, that power is going to come to an end. And we're already starting to see this with the census changing. Right now I'm living in Texas and the population is changing drastically. Like Mexicans are becoming the majority of the population in Texas, and them folks are nervous about it. So I don't want to make this video about race. You know, I want to focus on Jason Aldean. This man seems to have a ton of bad luck. You know, do you guys remember when there was a mass shooting in Vegas at his concert? And how this man literally kept playing and said nothing to the audience. I think like maybe 30 to 50 people died in that mass shooting, and he just kept playing and walked off the stage like nothing. Like he didn't announce to the audience, "Hey, duck, hey, run for cover, you know, hey, hide." Like he didn't say anything. He just kept playing and then walked off. So he also had a heat stroke at one of his latest concerts, singing and promoting his song "Try That at a Small Town" or "Try That in a Small Town." I believe that video was shot at a site where a black man was lynched. So it's like something is going on with this man, and you know, I hope other artists decide to stay away from him and not to collaborate with him, because he's truly a sinking ship. And I truly doubt that Beyonce and her team would want to work with someone like him. She would not want to align her brand with someone like that, because she's very choosy about her image, her brand. We know how she is. She is not going to put herself in a position to be in a scandal. She won't do it. So I think Jason Aldean is looking, you know, he's looking for attention. He's looking for clout. The album's not doing well. He tried it in a big city, in a big town. It didn't work out. That single didn't do well. Her album has been #1 on the country charts as the first black woman to hit #1 on the country charts, and it stayed there for a very long time. And I just feel like many people are upset and mad about it. Anyhow, what do you guys think about Jason Aldean's comment? I'm gonna, make sure I have it in the video so you can see it. But what do you guys think about his comment? What do you think about the overall treatment or ill treatment of Beyonce by country music artists thus far with Cowboy Carter? What do you think about the album? I truly want to see her perform at the Grand Ole Opry. I want to see her perform at the CMA Awards. I want to see her get out there and show the world what she can do because, like she said, she's been country. She's been country. Houston, Texas. All right, you guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Take care and peace.